Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel, and I am finally getting around to doing my 2016 makeup empties. So of course that is everything that you see on my dining room table here, and I am trying out a new camera today actually, so hopefully the quality and the lighting in this video is okay. I got a new little handheld for Christmas, so I wanted to test that out. Hopefully it's not too shaky for you, and like I said, hopefully the lighting's good. I do have my lights up here, so hopefully that's enough for you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, also I did want to say, if I sound like I'm out of breath, I apologize. I am pregnant and I'm getting to the point in my pregnancy where I'm just always out of breath. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you all of my makeup empties from 2016. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start with primers, but I did first also want to say that everything you see here added up to about $692, almost $700 worth of makeup empties, which I thought was pretty good because the last about 3 months of the year, I really didn't wear a whole lot of makeup because I was pregnant and not feeling good, and we were moving, so it was just a time where I was not wearing a lot of makeup. But I think almost $700 worth of makeup empties for a year is pretty good. And I didn't include stuff in the total that I got for free. And I will try and remember the sum of the things that I got for free. If I don't remember everything, I apologize. Or I got free samples or whatever. You know, that's all included in here, but I didn't include it in the total. So the actual like retail value of everything here would definitely be over 600, but for what I actually purchased and what I used up as far as my own money goes was almost about $700. All right, so again, here are my primers that I used up last year. This one was the only full-size one that I used, and this one was from CoverGirl. And again, this one was one that I did not include in the total because I got this from Influencer, so it didn't cost me anything. But this was the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Primer. It's pretty nice. It smells like Elmer's glue, but it actually did a pretty good job. And then everything else here were just free samples, I think. Some of them I might have paid for in little sets or something, but none of these are full size. Here's one from Smashbox, just their basic photo finish. This one is the MAC Prep and Prime. Then I have two of the Benefit Professional primers here, and then this one is the Jane Iredale Smooth Affair Primer. I know I got this one in an Allure beauty box, and anything that I got in a beauty box, whether it was the Allure box or Ipsy or Birchbox or whatever it ended up being, I believe I counted those $2 each, maybe $3, depending on like how many things came in the box and stuff, but $2 to $3 each is what I counted these as. And then the last primer that I went through last year was the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. And then moving on to eye primers, here is one from Urban Decay. This is just their basic eyeshadow primer potion. Pretty sure I got this as a little freebie with my Naked 3 palette. So again, I don't believe I counted the cost of that one. Then here is the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeshadow Primer. For being just a $3 little cheapy primer, it's actually pretty good. I do like that one. And then the last one that I managed to go through last year was one from Trina Tarantino. And here are 3 concealers. Here is my Benefit Erase Paste. I absolutely love this stuff. It's so good. And then here is one from Maybelline. This is the Instant Age Rewind Primer, or concealer, excuse me. And this was in the shade Brightener. And then this one was the Naked Skin from Urban Decay, and I have it in the shade Fair Neutral. All right, next up is all the different foundations that I went through last year, and I was really quite surprised at how big this pile of foundation was. I didn't think I went through that many, but these 3 here are just little samples that I got. They're all little cushion samples, and I probably just got one use out of all of those. And then here is another little free sample that I got. This is the Big Easy foundation from Benefit. I never hear anybody talk about this stuff, and I thought it was pretty great. It's basically like a BB cream. It's really easy to spread on with my fingers. It's quite expensive, so I haven't purchased it, but it's definitely been on my radar for a while because I really did like it. And then here are 2 smaller foundations. This one was in a little skincare kit, but it's a BB cream, so I'm counting it towards the foundations. This is from Dr. Jart, and I remember being scared that this was going to be too gray, but I actually really ended up enjoying that. I thought it was a nice color match, surprisingly. And then this one was from Tarte, and this is the BB Tinted Treatment Primer. Technically a primer, but I used it as just a regular BB cream because it was quite tinted. I didn't think the color match was that great on me, so I definitely would not purchase that again, but I did purchase it in the shade Light. And then moving on, I did go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full-size foundations last year. 2 of them are these L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion foundations in the shade W2. I love this foundation. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. It wears so well on me. However, it's quite expensive and you don't get get that much use out of it. Each one lasted maybe a month because it just dries out so fast, but it is a really, really beautiful foundation. Then moving on, here is one from Revlon. This is the Color Stay in the shade, what shade is this? In Sand Beige, which was too dark for me. And here's one from CoverGirl in Olay. This is the Facelift Effect makeup, and this was in the shade Fair, and it was way too pink for me. So I think I was mixing these two, I think, and then it was an okay shade match for me, but that's how I ended up getting rid of both of those, I think. Oh, and I also mixed this one with my Too Faced Born This Way because this one's way too yellow. This was in the shade Ivory, and definitely not a good match for me, way too yellow. And then the last one I have, I think, was actually the first foundation that I finished up last year from Bourjois. This was the Healthy Mix foundation, and I really liked the formula on this, but even this one, which was number 51, and I believe that's the lightest that this one goes, was slightly too dark, but the formula on this is really, really nice. All right, now here are the different powders that I finished up. First off is this tiny little sample from Makeup Forever. This is just their HD finishing powder. It was pretty good. And then I've got one Rimmel Stay Matte powder. Here's the Revlon Photo Ready powder. And then here is the Urban Decay De-Slick powder. And now for bronzers, I ended up going through 4. This one is from Bare Minerals, and this is the shade Faux Tan, and this is so old. This is at least 5 years old, I think. And I was just going to toss it, but there really wasn't much left to use it up, so I just went ahead and used it maybe 3 or 4 times and got it all done. So happy to say that I was able to finish that completely. Then here is one from Too Faced. This is just their Chocolate Soleil. This is a little sample size. I might have gotten this in a little kit that I purchased or something. And this thing lasted forever, even though it was just a little sample size. This thing just didn't want to go anywhere. But there's that. And then this one is the NYC Color Wheel. This is in the shade All Over Bronze Glow, and I didn't technically use up this whole thing. I think I used about half of it before it just kind of broke and shattered on me, and I have so many other bronzers that I just need to get through in my collection, so I decided not to repress it and just call it quits on that one. And then this last one technically is not even a bronzer. It is a blush from NYX. This is their Taupe blush that I use for contouring. For blush last year, I just managed to get through one, and it's this little blush stick from Trestique, and this is in the color Bora Bora Coral. I know I got this in an Ipsy bag, and I really, really liked this. It didn't last me very long because it was just kind of a little sample size, but I thought the formula and the color on this was really, really nice. And then just like blush, I was only able to get through one highlighter last year, and that was the Benefit Watts Up Stick Highlighter. Not really a big fan of this. Very glad that I was able to finish it up. I think I even had another one of these that I ended up just passing along to a friend. But yeah, very happy that I was able to finish that up because, like I said, I don't really like it. Next, moving on to eyeshadow, and I just have 3 different things here. The first one is a little single from Makeup Geek. This was the shade Peach Smoothie. And then here is my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This one took me quite a while to get through, but as you can see, there is nothing left in there. So I was very happy that I went through that. And then the pièce de résistance, if you will, my Pen Net palette for 2016. This is my MAC Amber ×9, and I am completely done with it. So happy that I was able to get rid of this entire thing last year. Even though it is small, it definitely was not a struggle, but definitely took some work to get this completely gone, and I was able to finish it by September with pretty much only using this last year. I used this all the time, and I was so sick of it, and I didn't really like the formula on these eyeshadows, but I did it, and I'm very, very happy with myself for managing to finish off this entire eyeshadow palette. Next up is all my eyeliners, and I went through 7 of them. Well, technically I only went through 6. This one down here, this is the Benefit They're Real Push-Up Liner. I tried to use this one. It's a little sample that I got, I think, in an Allure beauty box, and I don't know, I think maybe I just had it too long and it dried out, even though it was like wrapped in like a plastic bag. But I don't know, I squeezed every last little bit that I could get out of it, and it was just all chunky and it just wasn't working. So I decided to include it in here because I did try to use it. Then here is one also from an Allure beauty box, but I love this one. This one was from the brand Mally. I think it was like a navy color or like black navy or something, but I really like the formula on that one. This one is from Makeup Forever. This was just a plain black. Then here is one from CoverGirl. This is the Intensify Me Liquid Liner, which liquid liner is definitely not my favorite, but I used that for quite quite a while, I feel. And then this one, oh, I guess I didn't use this one either, but I threw it in here anyways because I did try. This is the e.l.f. mineral liner, and the whole thing is just kind of busted, as you can see. So it's really unusable, but I decided to go ahead and include it in this one. And then these last two I did use. This one is from Pixie. I really did not like the formula on that eyeshadow or that eyeliner. And then this last one was from Urban Decay. This was their color Legend, and it was their waterline eyeliner. And it's okay. I mean, it's worked pretty well. It was pretty expensive though. And I think you can find many other eyeliners that work just as well. All right, now into the category that I definitely used the most out of last year, and that is clearly mascara. You guys know I've been struggling with using or just having too much mascara. I believe I started 2016 with about 20, and you can see I used 20, right? Yeah, I went through 20 mascaras last year, and I think I still have 20. So I accumulated a lot last year as well. But I did go through as many as I could. A lot of them are little sample sizes. I'm not going to go through all these because there's just too many here. But I am very happy that I got through all of these, even though my collection really did not shrink any. But there you go. Those are all of my mascaras that I used from last year. And now moving on to lip liners, I went through 5. This one was from Model Co. It was supposed to be like your exact lip shade, like of your natural lips. This was a little bit too like brown for me, so it didn't work that well, but if you put a lipstick over top of it, it worked just fine. This one is from Makeup Forever. I think this is, what is the shade? C something? Yeah, this is the shade 3C. This was just a little sample, so I didn't finish a full size of that. But here are 2 full size from Rimmel. These are both the Exaggerate lip liners, and I've talked about it before, how I really don't like the formula on these. It's just too soft. But this one is the shade Addiction here, and then this one is Red Diva. And then the last one I went through was one that I was in a Project Pan, and I absolutely hated it. It was horrible. This is from Stila. I believe the color was called Charming, and it was just so uncomfortable to use. It was really hard, but I finished it, and I'm glad it's out of my collection. For lipsticks, I technically only went through 3, and I will explain that one here in a minute. But this one is from CoverGirl. This is in the shade Tantalize. I'll show you. Went through absolutely everything here. I know this one was in a Project Pan. I think maybe all of these were actually. This one is from Almay. This is the shade Berry Light. And then here's one of the ColourPop Lippy To Go's. It's got lip liner on one side and lipstick on the other, and this was in the shade Button. And as far as this one goes, this is from Tarte. It's just a little sample of their shade Cabana Boy. I am obsessed with this lipstick. It is so beautiful. I believe this was in an Empties video as well. But that shade, oh my gosh, it is just so gorgeous. I love it, but it is broken. I cannot put this on my lips, and I just have so many other lipsticks. I don't really think it's worth trying to find a lip brush and, you know, trying to, you know, figure out how to put this on my lips when I do have so many other lipsticks. But it is just an absolutely gorgeous shade. So I just wanted to show it one last time because I will miss it once I throw it away because it's just too hard to use, but it's so, so pretty. I love that one. Then here I have 2 little tinted lip balms. This one is from Benefit. This is the Bennett Balm, the red one. And then this one is from Fresh. This is the Sugar Rosé Lip Treatment. Not my favorite, but I did manage to finish that one off as well. And then here are all the lip balms that I went through last year. I was honestly kind of surprised I didn't get through more, but it is what it is. Here's one from EOS. This one is from Soft Lips. It's got the cute little Hello Kitty on it. And then this one is the Mojito Lip Balm from Malin & Getz. I know I got that in an Ipsy bag. I got this one in an Ipsy bag too, actually. This one is from Hanalei. This is their lip treatment, and I loved this so much. I know I used this really, really fast, but I just thought this was an amazing formula. And then the last one is from Fortune Cookie Soap, and this is their Lavender Chamomile Lip Balm. And I forgot to show you my eyebrow products from last year, but here they are. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I thought was kind of a low number until I remembered that I used my Pan That palette in my eyebrows a lot last year. There was a shade in there that actually worked really well. So for a lot of the year, I was using up an eyeshadow in my eyebrows instead of a pencil. But I do have 2 pencils. The first one here is from Maybelline. This was the Brow Define and Fill Duo. Really was not a huge fan of that one. I didn't like the consistency of the pencil very much. And then here is an Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I use the color medium brown, and I do really enjoy those. And then here are 3 brow mascaras or brow gels, whatever you want to call it. This one is from Glossier. This is the Boy Brow in the shade Brown. By far my favorite. I absolutely love that one. Then here is the Benefit Gimme Brow. Again, I think this is just in the shade Brown. I believe, oh no, this is in the shade Medium Deep. They've since revamped their whole eyebrow collection, but back then there was only, I think, 2 shades. So this was the darker of the 2. And it's okay. I wouldn't mind using this again, but between these 2, I definitely like the Glossier better. And then here is one from NYX. Sorry, I'm holding all these upside down. And this is the, what is it called? Just the Tinted Brow Mascara. And again, this is in the color brown, right? No, brunette. Here are all my setting sprays that I used last year. There are 5 of them. Here's a little mini size of the MAC Fix Plus. Again, another mini one from Kula. This was their makeup setting spray, and this has SPF 30 in it. I really like that spray. I thought that was pretty good. Here is one from Mario Badescu. This is their facial spray with aloe and rose water. Here's a classic. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. And the last one is the e.l.f. Mineral Mist. Oh, and one more lip product I forgot to show you. Here is the e.l.f. Lip Exfoliator. Then I might be weird, but I kept all of my empty eye makeup removers from last year, which again is probably weird. But I was kind of curious to see how much I went through an entire year. You can see I do really like these Almay makeup remover pads. I went through 1 really big one, 2 medium ones, and then a little, I think this one was a freebie that came with this one. So I went through 4 of those. Here is again something from Almay. This is their liquid makeup remover, and one more thing from Almay. This was their little like Q-tip things. These work really, really well in a pinch. They're just super fast to use. And then here is one from Clinique. This is the Rinse Off Makeup Eye Solvent. And then here is the classic Neutrogena oil-free makeup remover. And then I had the cutest little sample of the MAC Pro Eye Makeup Remover. I remember that working really well. And then here is the Benefit Their Real Remover. When I first got this and used the sample, I really loved this, so I purchased a full size, and I don't like it as much. I do need to go ahead and use that up this year before it goes bad. But I'm really not a huge fan of that one. And then the last thing that I have here as far as makeup remover goes is the Too Faced Mascara Melt Off. This stuff was pretty good. It's definitely not necessary, and I have not repurchased. I might at some point, but it just kind of helps loosen up your mascara to make it a little bit easier to remove. And again, I might be really weird for hanging on to my Real Techniques beauty sponges, but I went through at least 4 of them last year, and maybe even more. I don't know if I kept all of them, but here's 4 of them. I really like these sponges. I do think they work just as well as a beauty blender, and they're, you know, of course, about half the price. And then again, you probably think I'm weird for keeping all of my brush shampoo and cleaner, but I've got one of the e.l.f. brush shampoo, like the liquid ones, and then I've got 2 of these daily brush cleaners from e.l.f. These are pretty good. And then this one, I don't know if they make this one anymore. This one is from Sephora. It's the Mini Citrus Brush Cleaner. I really love the dry spray shampoo kind of thing that they have for brushes from the Sephora brand. I have bought that a couple of times now, so I don't know if they make this one anymore, but I remember it being okay. I do think I like this one better than this one. So if you're going between the 2, save your money and just go with the e.l.f. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you was all the different perfumes that I used up last year. I went through 1 full-size perfume, and this is the Dior Addict 2 perfume. And then here is a little sample size. Which one was this? This is the Clinique Happy Heart. And then I went through both sides of this one. This was the DKNY Be Delicious. One was Be Delicious, just the traditional one, and then the other one was like a florally scent, but I did like both of those. And then here are all of the little perfume samples that I went through. I believe there are 23. All of them were free samples except for which one? Oh, this one here. This is a little bit bigger. I got this in an Ipsy bag, but I just included it with all of those. Nope, I have 2 more things to show you. I apologize, but they are both eyelashes. I don't know why I saved these, but I do think I included these in the total for the amount of stuff that I used up last year, so I thought I'd go ahead and show you. I believe these are just both the basic ones that you can get. What is that, Ardell? I think these are both Ardell. Yeah, these definitely are, but I thought this little applicator thing was kind of a joke. I remember that not working very well, and this lash glue didn't work very well either, but the eyelashes were fine. I'm not a big fan of fake eyelashes, as you guys know, but I was trying it a few times last year, and I did buy another little applicator thing to try and make it a little bit easier, so you might see some eyelashes on me again sometime soon, but there you go. So again, here is all of my makeup. I know it's all kind of all over the place now, but that's all of my makeup that I used up last year. Again, it's just about $700 worth of stuff, which I thought was pretty good. But I love watching these kind of videos. I think they're really fun, and I will go ahead and continue to save all of my makeup empties this year so I can show you guys at the end of the year or at the beginning of next year. But thank you guys, of course, so much for watching and hanging out with me for a little bit today. Totally appreciate it. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. We can also connect on Instagram. I will have my link listed below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!